Hi everyone, myself Prithvi for my YouTube. Welcome you all for my YouTube channels. So in this video, I would like to demonstrate another one very good important topic. So it's about how to provision a MySQL's database server in GCP. So I'm going to demonstrate how to create an instance in GCP of MySQL database. So and also I'm going to connect and I'm going to show the tables in detail in that, and also in the next video I'm going to how to run a script in that MySQL database which we installed, and we just configure those database with adding some inputs from a MySQL script which we have built. So that part I will gonna speak about in the next video, but in this video I'll be demonstrating how to create an MySQL instance. I'm going to demonstrate that. Firstly, so you have to go to the GCP and you have to click the hamburger menu. So and in the when you scroll down here, you're going to find SQL. So when you click it, you're going to land up in this page. So what you have to do, there is an already a running MySQL instance which is already present. So we shall create another one instance. So which is here, which we have three options: MySQL, PostgreSQL, and SQL Server. So today we are concentrating only on MySQL. It is a relational database which is having a connection between one table to another table with a primary key uh, and the foreign key. So those things is gonna be there in the relational database management. So firstly, so it's an instance ID. So we can able to give a prod. So if you're running it in the prod database, so which you can able to give, and you can able to specify the password for it, or you can able to generate a password based on your wish. So I am setting my own password actually, and you can also mention it as no password. No password is one of the not a good practice actually. So and also you can able to set the requirement of it. You can able to set minimum length, requirements. You can able to set the policy of password. Or it basically defines that the complexity and the strong password capability actually, which you can able to configure in the password policy. So in the database version, so you can able to select database version 5.7, 5.6. The latest one is 8 actually. So many of the organization and enterprises are still using 5.7, 5.6. So since if you have a requirement of 5.7, which you want to migrate from a non-premises database server to the cloud database server, you can choose the similar version. After that, you can able to do an upgrade and all those things. Okay. So presently I'm keeping it as 8 itself. So you can able to mention what is the mm, deployment type. It is a production or a development one. So it is not much details where you can able to can select a development and you can able to alter that availability capabilities. So production is going to define you the availability of high availability means it is having a most of the time it is available because it is deployed in the multi-regional or regional level. So and the memory where you can see the RAM is 26 GB and the storage is 100 GB. So okay, so this is going to tell the difference between the development and the production. So in the maintenance order, you can able to see it is set as a later for production because it is having some constraints when there is a production environment. So there is a huge request will be coming. There should be taken a backup for it, and you should give a replica. So those things will be there. So you can able to choose the region. So I have chosen given as a default US Central Loa. So since you are uh, deploying a production server, please select as multiple zone. So because of this, it is highly available. So that's the reason. And if there is a disaster recovery process, it's going to help if any failure. And you can also specify the zone also. So that's the primary zone and the secondary zone. So where in the US Central there are almost 4 zones, and in the secondary zone you can able to set flags. So there are 4 zones. So after this, so if you have a custom configuration, you can able to click on the advanced configuration and land up in this page. You can able to select the machine type, iMemory one, lightweight, standard, shared core. So since it is a demonstration video, so I'm choosing shared core to reduce the cost of it. Or you can able to, if you want an iMemory one. So most of the database server we used to configure it in the iMemory mode because of it should not get overloaded. So depending upon the use case, how many requests per second is you gonna handle, how many, so that is gonna define the uh, machine type, and so where you have to define in that manner actually. So presently I'm using shared core, 1 CPU and 0.614 GB of RAM. Okay, so the storage type, so this is one of the very important thing where you guys, so SSD is a recommended one for if you are deploying any database server. Please select SSD, not HSD. So HSD is going to lower the performance and it's going to give a slowness in retrieving data from a database server to the application in front server. So that one you should be uh, keeping in mind. And the storage capacity based on the requirement, you can able to configure it 100 GB, 10 GB, 20 GB based on the requirement actually. Okay, so you have to enable this feature actually. So this is one of the recommended feature from the Google actually. If you enable this automatic storage increases when the storage is getting exhausted, it's gonna increase the capacity of the storage actually. So if not, it's gonna be a manual process. You have to dig down what is the issue is going on, why the database server is not working, why, so what is the constraints in the application, is applications performance is going to downgrade, the database server is not going to work as per the expectation. So in that condition, you have to figure it out and debug the issue. It's going to give a lot of trouble in for the users and the customer also. So that's the reason you have to enable this automatic storage increase also. So in the, you have an encryption type, please give it default. So Google managed encryption key, because Google is going to manage that encryption key for you. So if you are managing that, it's one of the, again, an extra activity for you guys. So since Google is managing an encryption, please leave it for them itself. So this part, so this is one of the security feature where you have to think and keep it in mind. So if whenever you are enabling a database server, so please make it in private IP. If you are accessing from a public IP, means if you want uh, the public IP. Real requirement, if there is a real requirement, then only use the public IP. Otherwise, please use private IP and set up one Bastion VM where it is having a all the authorized key installed in the Bastion, and give us access for this, give a configure a firewall configuration to allow the traffic to do and connect to this SSL SS this database server. Otherwise you can directly come to this gcloud and access this actually. That's how you can do. Or else you can give a public access, public IP itself, and there you can install an SSL certificate, or you can whitelist an IP. So that's how you can able to allow the traffic. If you're gonna click on add network, so here you can able to add a network for it actually. So where you can specify what network is allowed. So from this IP range to this IP range is allowed to access this database server, otherwise they could not able to connect this. So that's how. Next, this one part is a disaster recovery process. So, and also if there is any failure in the database server, how will you gonna retrieve the data actually? So that is what it is speaking about. So database server, so where if you want to keep it in multi-regional, the backups of what you got from the database server, so that one. And how many backup you want to keep. If you want to keep 10 backup, 5 backup, 8 backup, so depending upon the numbers which you give, so it is going to keep that backup. After that it's going to delete it actually. The default is 7. So it's based on a requirement actually. So and the logs also you can able to keep it for the 7 days. You can alter it in the custom manner. So that's what it's telling about. And the machine and the maintenance, you can able to when there is a maintenance or update, so you can able to specify the maintenance also. Or and the flag, leave it as it is. So labels, please mention these labels to identify the server actually. So if you are using duet or the cost optimization, or to know or identify so what is wrong, so you have to keep that label. You might be running a 3 database server, one is for prod, one is for beta, one is for staging. But in this kind of a condition, uh, you should be aware of which database server that log function is enabled. The log is coming, the signal is coming, the alarm is coming. So when you set an alarm in such a way that if the database increases the I utilization, I memory utilization, if the alarm gets triggered, how will you recognize that in the front in the log manner? So for that reason, add a label. So that's going to be a good. It's not a only way. So you can able to recognize the particular VM even though but it's one of the good practice to label every instances in GCP or in any cloud. It may be Azure, Google. So please focus on this. So let us create an instance. So now prod database server is getting created. It started getting created. So it is gonna take almost near to 10 minutes. Till then I'm gonna pause this video. So now the database server is created. So here is the database server. So let us go into this database server and look some things how it looks actually. So you can able to visualize, you can able to monitor the CPU utilization, total memory usage, active connection, read and write operation to the disk, storage usage, ingress in the bytes, ingress and in incoming traffic and outgoing traffic, MySQL queries. And so here you can able to monitor the thing. So this what, so here you can able to see the public IP of it. So here the connection name for how to connect it, the service account for this MySQL server. So the logs actually. So MySQL database server is created and the backup is also taken. So let us go into the backup section. So where if you go to the backup, here you can able to see there is already a backup is already taken before 4 minutes itself. Okay. So and the databases, if you go to the databases where you can able to see, so there are 4 databases. It is already created one, it is a default created one. If you launch any MySQL server in GCP, you're going to get all these 4 SQL databases. This is the default one. There you can able to see the schema also. So then the users, so users, there is only one user is there, it is root. So the host name is not as specified. So this you can able to see this one. So and the connections, so this is one of the very important thing where you can able to find an IP, private IP, public IP. Currently we are using public IP. So and you can also add a network. So you can add a network for this. So I can add a network and save it. You can able to allow a public IP to connect to this network. And if anyone wants to connect to this MySQL database server, so their public IP should be whitelisted. Then only they can able to connect to this database server. Otherwise, they cannot able to connect it. So and also if for security reason, you can able to allow SSL certificate and download it, and you can install the client certificate, create the same client certificate and private and public key certificate. So you can able to do all those things. So but if you in the next upcoming videos, I'll be discussing about this SSL certificate kind of a thing. So this one of the very important thing for any database managing server. This security is one of the very play a prominent role in this MySQL database server, and you can able to create a connectivity test actually. So what does it gonna do is that whenever you connecting a application server or web server to this database server, so you can able to test before connecting this whether it's going to work from source to this destination. That connectivity test you can able to do it. So if the connectivity test is passes, so then you can able to uh, connect from that. If your web server is launched in the uh, if your web server is launched in the compute engine, so if you can able to test the connectivity with between two, so that you can able to create it. So I think I have given a very basic understanding and good viewpoint in terms of how the database server is going to look. So now let us go to the cloud shell actually, and let us connect to this database server. So this is the command gcloud sql connect prod database user is root. So when you enter this, so what it is showing is that allowing listing your IP for incoming connection for 5 minutes. Only for 5 minutes the connection will be established with the cloud shell IP. So only for this IP is going to take the connectivity for 5 minutes. After that it is going to be lost actually. So this what guys, so this one of the very important thing how to connect from the cloud shell. So the cloud shell you already know. If you are using GCP, you can able to activate this cloud shell by clicking here, and you can able to activate that cloud shell and you can able to use it. Okay, so it is asking for the password, so let me enter the password for it. So we are into the MySQL database server. So let me show you how it works. Show databases. So anything command, it's gonna end with semicolon. So please ensure that you enter a semicolon after any command. So it okay. So what that is telling is that you have to add s, another one s. Okay. So these are the databases which is present here. So these are the default databases. So if you want to create your own database and you want to create your own table, so that you can able to do it. So these are the databases which is present right now. So now the new database named sample is created. So let us view that. If you're gonna click show databases, where you can able to see the sample database is already which we created is present. Okay, so to use that database, which you should use command and sample MCL, that database name. Use now we are in this database actually. So after that, what is that we have to do is that we have to create a database actually. So create a table actually. So you are creating a table inside the sample database. Press enter. So now the table is created. So tables, okay, sorry, So here you can able to see the demo table. So the demo table is being uh, created. Okay, so let's insert some values into this uh, let us insert some values inside this uh, table actually. When you click on shift insert, so it's gonna insert these values into this demo table. So how to view this? Now let us run some queries to view this. Okay, the query is select query. So all from, you have to specify from, so demo dot table semicolon. Okay, so press center. So it's okay, 1 minute. Okay, sorry, actually it's concerned with uh, the name actually. So demo, and you have to delete the d. So press enter. Here you can able to see what is inside the database server. So this is the table name, demo underscore tbl. So hello guys, thanks for watching this video. So this ends this video guys.